Have you ever wondered why this guy can buy a car every other week and basically do whatever he wants when he wants? Essentially living the life that everyone wants to live. I'm gonna go over the pillars of what I like to call the Quan method. Basically how and why it works and how you can replicate it. Arguably the most important pillar of the Quan method is gonna be credit. No one ever got rich using their own money. If you want wealth and success, it all comes from using stuff that isn't yours. Whether that being paying people to do something for you or borrowing money. I'm literally paying someone to edit this video right now. So credit is literally allowing this guy to take out a $100,000 loan, buy a car, make a video, and make it back in a month. But how do you get good credit? Little one, I'm about to teach you how to do that right now and get a 750 within less than a year. Step 1 is get a student secured card from Discover. If you don't know why I'm saying Discover, it's because it's a credit union and you're more likely to get more money from loans in the future, so that's why. If you don't have the $200 to put down for the card, then you have other issues to worry about. Once you have that, you're going to want to spend at least $10 minimum so it actually shows up on your credit report. Do that for 6 to 7 months and you'll literally have a 650. Then you just have to do it with time, and by the end of the year you'll have a 750, I promise. Also, if you miss a single payment, you're irresponsible as and you're an idiot. You idiot. But Quan didn't just have good credit, took out a $200,000 loan and bought a car and got rich and famous. That's not how he did it. Which leads me to my second pillar of the Quan method, having an audience on social media, or overall just people liking you. And I'm going to show you how to build those two things right now. Before Quan had a Hellcat and he was living with his mom at 19, he would make really entertaining skit videos and fashion content like Get Ready With Me's, both of which providing value to the viewer, that being entertainment from the skits and outfit inspiration to the viewers from the fashion content. If people don't benefit from watching you, then you are a useless content creator, and you not only won't last, but you'll also fall off fast as which we don't want happening. I know I said earlier that credit is the most important, but I lied. The most important pillar of the Quan method is having a personality. Let me explain. You can't just have good credit, a lot of cool cars, and be boring as That's not going to get you anywhere. And yeah, people will like that, but it won't last long and you won't have an actual audience. They're just watching you for money. Funny enough, that's literally my whole channel, but don't worry about that. Anyways, moving on. That type of dynamic with your audience won't get you very far. You want your audience to actually like watching you. Quan actually displays his personality online, making a better connection to both the viewer and himself. Doing this not only allows for more views and better engagement on his videos because people look up to him, but it also lets him monetize his audience so much better because they like him. He has a virtually cult-like fan base. If your audience actually really doesn't like you, you're not only going to make no money, you're also not going to get anywhere. So don't expect to just take out a $200,000 loan, buy a Hellcat, and boom, you're a millionaire. It doesn't work like that. Quan has literally perfected this. So you have somewhat of a good audience, you're being yourself, you're providing value to your viewer, and you have good credit. I don't know if you know this, but views don't technically directly correlate to money. You kind of have to do something, which leads me to the next pillar of the Quan method, monetization. Unless you're raking in 200,000 to 700,000 views a month on YouTube, you're not making any crazy amount of money to be able to just afford a Hellcat, a McLaren, and a Rolls-Royce Cullinan every other week. You need other ways to monetize from your audience than just YouTube views. And there's literally millions of ways to do that, but I'm going to show you how Quan did it. He essentially just started a clothing brand. I'm pretty sure he has 2 now, but in the beginning he had 1 and it was called Cozy. And a clothing brand you can basically scale infinitely because it's all down to marketing and a good product. Quan had a cult-like fan base, so marketing was out of the question. When people like you, they'll buy literally anything as long as it's not shit on a stick. Even then, I'm pretty sure you probably could have sold that if I'm being honest. So let's do some basic math. Quan has 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, not to mention 700,000 on TikTok and 780,000 on Instagram. So we're just going to use 2 million as a flat number to keep the numbers very simple, with a very generous and modest conversion rate of 1%, which is the usual market average. Again, in his case, this is probably much higher, but we're just going to say modest and very general. 1% of 2 million is 20,000. He sold his recent tees for $60 a piece. Fucking insane, by the way. So with the 1% conversion being 20,000 and his tees being for $60 a piece, 20,000 times 60 would be 1.2 million fucking dollars off of one drop. I'm going to take this an extra step further and actually try to calculate the profit. Assuming he didn't spend anything on ads because it's all organic traffic from his organic audience like we just used. The average t-shirt costs around $12 to $15 to make from China, assuming his quality is actually good and he didn't go cheaper. So he'd be profiting around $48 per tee. Mind you, he also charges shipping, so 48 times 20,000 He profited a minimum of $960,000, assuming his manufacturer did not give him any sort of discount, which they most definitely did, but I'm just being very generous. So he turned literally him just being a likable person and giving people value, scaling that to an insane number of audience, gave them a product to buy because it is an extension of himself, so clearly they will buy it because they like him. He made a fucking million basically in a single drop. Again, assuming a very, very modest 1% conversion rate. I don't even want to calculate the 2, 3, 4, 5%. Honestly, a lot more realistic to someone of his standard, to someone of his status, but again, we're being very conservative. So he just made $1 million in a single drop, and he has tons of followers, and he's getting tons of views. What is the next step? Buy more cool, expensive shit because people like seeing someone live a lifestyle that they do not have. Buying new cars, keep buying new houses, keep spending money on stupid shit, which equals more views, which equals more followers, which equals more sales on his clothing brand. It's literally a cycle that cannot be broken once it has started. And he has genuinely perfected this entire cycle, method, glitch that he has going on. He's literally the one that started the ATL money glitch type of trend. So literally all he has to do is keep on doing the same shit he's been doing the past 2 to 3 years. He's essentially set for life because of his cult-like fan base and the content that he makes, so he literally doesn't have to do anything. Obviously he does because he likes doing YouTube. But those are essentially the 3 pillars of the Quan method and how you can basically replicate it. Obviously it's very fucking hard and it's much easier said than done, but this was a simple breakdown. I hope you enjoyed. More content coming soon. I love y'all. Peace.